It's your girl, Lou Pac, baby. From the boot where the real ones talk slick and walk heavy. She don't do rumors, she do receipts. If you said it, she got it. If you did it, she show it. Truth teller, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure. Yeah, truth teller, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure. Yeah. Straight out of Louisiana, she don't duck, no smoke. Call her the queen of receipts, she keeping folks woke. From fake friends to baby daddies getting exposed. If it's messy, she gon' clean it up, real talk mode. Independent, raw and loud with it. She ain't scared of nothing, she proud with it. So if you coming fake, don't step in her lane. She call names and receipts, gon' explain. Truth like, baby. All truth, all gas, no brakes. Truth teller, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure. Yeah, truth teller, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure. Yeah, it's Lou Pac, baby. All truth, all gas, no brakes. Yeah, all truth, all gas, no brakes. No brakes.
Yeah, you tuned in to Lou Pac, baby. She don't follow trends.
Let's
She
go.
follow facts. Receipts ready. Energy heavy. Let's go.
Lupac, baby, don't play. She speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back. All receipts on deck. She stand tall in the booth, got respect on her neck. INDE, yeah, she grinding with ease. PENENT, bringing truth to the streets. Go. She don't do drama, she drop data. Scroll the page, now or later. You'll see lies get exposed and the fake get froze like refrigerators. Name ring bells like second line. Speak real, no need to lie. She from the south with a strong survivor. Snakes don't make it out alive. Lupac, ain't no faking on the screen. Call a judge, call a jury. She deliver with that heat. You won't clap, but she got truth. No sugar in her speech. Independent, bold and real. This Lupac, baby, capiche? They scrolling, she exposing. They trolling, she compose. See, Lupac don't just react. She the code what's not disclosed. From screenshots to timelines, receipts in real time. You playing checkers, she playing chess. Every move defined. Got that hustle in her bones. No cosign built her own. Views go up when she speak up. This platform here a throne. Lupac, baby, don't bend. She speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back. All receipts on deck. She stand tall in the booth. Got respect on her neck. INDE, yeah, she grinding with ease. PENDENT, bringing truth to the streets. LUAC,
Yeah.
she that truth in your feed when the lies get blown. Y'all watching, y'all lurking, but she grown. LUAC, baby, don't be. She that truth in your feed when the lies
Turn me up, y'all.
y'all watching, y'all lurking, but she grown.
Let's go.
This ain't gossip, this ain't rumors. This is real talk, backed by real proof. Welcome to Lou Pac, baby, where every video got purpose.
Yeah. Shout out to Craig. What's up, y'all? We back in the fold. Back in the fold. Shout out to y'all. Y'all know well, most of y'all know I was live earlier and I didn't get to finish my live, so I'll be back. And I kept my promise. Okay. So yeah, we here, y'all. Receipt party number 3. Well, no, receipt day number 3. No, I want to say that. Receipt party day 3. I am weak, so I couldn't get it together for nothing. Thank you, Snooky. Let me see who in here. Let me see who in here. Let's go to the top. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Thank y'all for y'all patience. I wasn't too late, y'all. I actually would have been right on time if my computer wasn't tripping. I should have like cut it off, shut it down when I left after that first live. So I had to turn it off and reset it. Let me see. Hey Terry, thank you for the black and gold hearts. Shout out to you, copyright and fair use. We got Queen Love Mail, Scorpio Steams. We got Miss Geraldine in the building, Jaisha, Black Knight, Michaela. We got Miss Cynthia Crab, Miss Lisa. We got shout out to Miss Joycelyn for getting that membership. Welcome to the green team, baby. Shout out to you. Who else in here? Tyrese with the T. We got Miss Witty. We got, hold on, Kim Jones, Miss Lovely, Miss Brenda Knighton. We got Miss Angela B, Christina Hardy. We got Latae, of course. I knew you was coming back. Nene in the building. Bama girl in the building. No, Bama gal. Let me take that back. Bama gal. Okay. Bahama gal. Don't we have a Bama girl though? I wonder if this is the same person. Did you switch it up or that's somebody else? Let me know in the chat. Hey, Miss Lady T. Hey, Miss Charlene. Admire me. Snooky. Giselle Beyond Compare Creation. We got Miss Shalene. We got Rolling with BB. Gemini Rising. Miss Lolo. Miss Cynthia Craig. We got Tokyo Blues. You Changed Me. We got Toya Wicks. Who else? Miss Rebecca Cry or Chapman in the building. Miss Tanya Lewis. Rakita, solid as a rock. Shout out to you. Who else in here? Let me go down. Who, me, is in the building. Virgo Goddess. You say, look like my son waving to you at the screen. Shout out to the babies. Shout out to the internet nephews and nieces. Okay? Hugs and kisses from Auntie Pop. Who else in here? Hey, say Shauna. Hey, Miss Stephanie. Miss Trina Michelle. Who else? Grow 6565 in the building. Shout out to Snooky for that. For my first super sticker. Love you down. Who else in here? Hey, Kissy. Hey, Miss Lenora. Hey, Miss Janice. Pam. Hey, Tajay, sister. Who else? Let me see. Black Widow, Miss Jackie Rogers. Shout out to Ace Stokes for being a 13-month member. Hello, Lupac. I'm so happy to be off tomorrow. Hopefully, I can stay up and catch the whole live. Shout out to you. Hopefully so. And I did go live earlier, so you might have to catch that one too if you wasn't in the building. Hey, Miss Shirley. Hey, Chosen by God. Miss Demetria, Miss Teresa, Miss Sheila. Shout out to all my beautiful minds that's in the building. We got, hold on, Jaquita. We got Kira. We got Miss Jackie H. We got Valena in this thing. Miss Cheryl Daggs, my Louisiana sister. We got Giselle saying, hey, Ham. I didn't kick her out, y'all. But she up in here sniffing, constantly sniffing all them boogers, child. So look, go blow her nose. Hey, Shardy C. Hey, Nene. Hey, Nita M. Okay, we getting a little deep. We getting a little deep. Miss Green Eyes in the building. It's a few people that's live, so we gotta split out people, of course. You know, y'all know how it goes. If y'all would like to donate to me monetarily, you can cash at me $sign Lupac 2. You can also buy me a coffee. Shout out to all my coffee people. You can also support the platform by getting a super chat or a super sticker. I always set a little goal of 15, y'all. It ain't much, it's not mandatory, but it's greatly, greatly appreciated because it contributes to the revenue of this particular live stream. Okay? Okay? Yeah. You can also support the platform by getting a membership. Shout out to all my members, days 1, 2s, and 3s. My green team, y'all know who y'all are. Y'all are appreciated because y'all don't have to do that. Y'all know I tell y'all that all the time. Make sure y'all watching them ads and please, please, please run the likes up for your girl. Period. That's all I ask. Little light support. That's it. That's all. Y'all. So we did most of the receipts earlier, but we still got a few left. We still got to show supporting evidence of Laonia's role in all of this. We still gotta show Foot Meat's video that she did this morning. So we got a little one too. We got a little one too. Hey, Queen Money Store Gang, Miss Simone, showing up. Tierra, shout out to all of y'all. As y'all come in, please hit the like button. Take your seat, hit the like button. If you ain't hit it, go out, hit it. If you leaving out, hit it again. Okay. All right. So let's get back into it. Let me see if I can pick up where I left off at, y'all. Let's see. Let me pull this back up. Let's see. Hey, Cancer 66. Let me see, y'all. Let's see if I can find that last receipt, y'all. Well, I don't know why it do this. What is it? Hold on, y'all. I gotta find it because, oh, you know what? I took it off the screen. I'm gonna have to put it back. Thank you, Miss Green Eyes. I love you, girl. Thank you for that blessing. I appreciate you. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to pull it back up. Oh, I didn't show y'all this one. Gotta open this one up. I don't even feel like looking for it again. Let me just send it back to my email. Because I'm gonna have to go through too much to find that receipt. Too much. And we ain't doing that. We ain't got that type of time, baby. All right. Baby, don't be. Yeah. When the lights get blown, y'all watching y'all lurking, but she brown. Shout out to Brad. I love it. That intro be stuck in my head. Thank you, Toya. I love you more, my girl. Thank you for that support. Y'all, I feel like I'm losing my voice. I hate that. Okay, let me see. Let me pull this receipt back up. I hate when I start losing my voice because I need it. The voice is needed. I think, hey, I'm getting me sick. All right. All right. So this is where we left off for the ones that, I don't know if y'all just getting in here, if y'all been in here, if y'all was in the live earlier. But this is a message between RH and Desharia, right? Well, Desharia sent that to her daddy. And then after she posted the conversation on Facebook. This is why he can't trust none of them. When it comes to the trio of deception, yeah, that's DW, Laonia, and Foot Meat. The trio of deception. None of them could be trusted because this is what they do. Private conversations, constantly making it to the internet for the world to see, judge, critique, and drag RH. He always ends up being the one that gets dragged. He can't even be a parent at this point. Like, it's so crazy, y'all. So I'm gonna start from the beginning with this message since we, on a different live stream. Let me see. Hold up. It's in my way. Okay. So, like I told y'all earlier, somebody can write something, right? Just because this is a message between her and her daddy, just because she sent this to her daddy, doesn't make it true. Y'all following me? This is her words, but I feel like it was calculated and manipulated because she knew she was going to be posting that conversation on the internet. So in that moment, she wrote exactly what she wanted to put it on the internet, if that makes sense. Y'all gonna see what I mean when I start reading it. Thank you, Shona. Shona. That remind me of the Bruce Lee movie. Shout out to you. Love you down. Thank you for that support, my love. Okay, so, and the crazy part is he told her to call him. So she didn't want the call. She didn't want the phone conversation. She wanted that text message. Okay. Yeah. Because it came straight to the internet. So that right there showed me motive alone. So she texted her daddy and said, well, I still haven't gotten a real apology for stuff you said to me and of me. Notice how she didn't mention a Bruce in that moment, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, isn't that the reason why we're mad at dad in the first place? Because of the whipping that that she received? It's not right here. Well, I haven't seen it yet so far. She only spoke of an apology for things that were said verbally. So then she says, yes, I apologize for anything that I have said rude or hurtful to you. Let me push pause again, right? Because this is a text message between them. I feel like the apology needs to be as loud as the disrespect. You clowned him on the internet, the apology need to make it to the internet, just like this text message. I can't take you serious. Imagine expecting something from somebody else, but you're not trying to reciprocate that energy. Make it make sense. Then one of your biggest grievances being the fact that you feel like all your daddy do is record and it's all about views and this and that. But look at how y'all moving. I would say the same about y'all. Everything is making it to the internet for clout. So yeah, how can we be mad at somebody else for something and we're doing the exact same thing? It's not given. It ain't given, baby. Shout out to everybody that's coming in. A collective hey to everybody that's coming in. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button for Pop. So then she proceeds to say, y'all, okay, you stated in the comments saying what Dawn did wasn't wrong, as in exploiting my body to public my under half, even if anything wasn't technically showing, it's still cleavage skin. To cleavage, okay, never mind. I'm gonna just leave that way as that. So then she says she put personal messages out for what? Attention or money? I don't even know what the reason was for, but that made me trust less people now, especially family. Here's what I have to say to that. You did the exact same thing, my baby. Why you think your daddy can't really trust you in this moment? Not only did you side with his ex-wife, the woman that's literally made it her job to take him completely down, but you also put out personal things. Hence this text message, one of them. So trust is also a part of a reciprocity, or needs to be at least. It's a two-way street, basically. Make that make sense. Anyways, so she said that, y'all, but so she basically wanted her daddy to defend her against her auntie Dawn. And it's the crazy part. She wants defense, right? She want him to have her back against people who are supporting him and literally rebuttaling things that they're saying about him. How that go, Sway? Like, I don't understand. Y'all want him to speak up against people that's in support of him while y'all trying to destroy him, but you want him to have your back. Okay. And shout out to Auntie Dawn, because all she showed was a piece of leg. That's it. Her leg. To show that it wasn't given what they said it was given. The narrative was put out here that when she received the butt whipping from her daddy, skin was peeling off and blood was gushing out, child. That's the narrative that was pushed. So Dawn, being Dawn, the receipt queen, put out the actual factual picture to show, hey, if that's the case, why does it look like this? Because that picture was taken not long after the incident. It didn't give that. It didn't give that at all. It gave a well. That's it. That's all. So then she says, and I'm going to get to, as y'all can see at the bottom where it's white, that's the screenshot of her daddy responding to somebody in his comments about what Dawn put out about DW. I got that screenshot also. It's cut off here, but I have the actual screenshot. So I'm going to put it up next. So then she says, hold on. She put personal messages out. Okay, I read that part. But then says for attention or money. So then she says, you made me feel like my own father can't even have my back, because while people was bashing you, people should say here, y'all, while people was bashing you, I still deleted comments or blocked them people or at least stuck up for you on my page. I told y'all earlier when I read this, I damn near have every receipt from the saga. I cannot rebuttal or debate whether or not she was blocking and deleting people off her page because I don't know, right? So that could be true. But as far as her defending her dad in the midst of the saga, I've never seen it. I've never seen it. And I've been in the saga since the beginning. Unless it wasn't sent to me, I ain't never seen it. If anything, I seen her co-signing people talking ish about him, going back and forth, adding her little 1-2, and even responding to comments about her dad. When those comments should have been left completely alone. That's what I seen. So, to want or require for him to have your back when you helping the enemy is crazy. Hold on, y'all. I am hot. Ooh, the temperatures is crazy outside when it's still a little low key hot and it's almost nighttime. What's going on? So, hey Ebony, hey Miss Marlena, shout out to y'all, Miss Audrey, Anu. Okay, so, and thank you, Miss Bradlin, for that coffee, my love. I appreciate you. So then she says, y'all, hold on, let me see where we at. I dislike the way you blame my mom and everyone equivalent to Laonia that was around me for the way I think and the way I speak. Now, let me say this, right? Because it's a reason why he blames them for your behavior because you didn't have this attitude with your daddy until after he separated from Laonia. Everything was calculated. Everything played the way it was supposed to play out. And it wasn't in his favor at all. So it's easy to blame them when people literally on the outside looking in can see the gaslighting, the manipulation, all of that. People can see that. People can see it, y'all. I even told y'all earlier on the live that we did earlier where it would be times where, receipts that I have where she would literally repeat something as if she's saying it in her own words, but it'll be verbatim to something Laonia done said about her daddy. Like one of her favorites is you only use me for clicks, likes, and views. Laonia say that all the time and have said that plenty of times in response in her comments about RH. He only using Amora and Desharia for clicks, likes, and views. He only cares about himself. At least 85% of the things that DW says has came from Laonia first. Make that make sense. You are literally a walking mini her when it comes to the hate for your daddy. She can't see the manipulation because she's a child, y'all. But watch when I put up the messages between her and DW. Y'all gonna be blown. And I wish I could. I'm gonna have to look in my receipts again because I know I have clearer pictures. It's a little blurry because it came from a video, but I know I have the original. I just gotta find it, y'all. Just gotta find it. I got so many receipts. It's time for the TP It's time for the Pimo show. I gotta get it together, okay? I'm a little rusty. The voice is trying to leave me, but I'm gonna perfect that intro for you, Auntie Pimo, okay? I got you, girl. Time for the Pimo show. I'm gonna get it together. I might need to drink some tea. Shout out to Auntie Pimo in the building. And anybody else that I miss, y'all. I'm not ignoring anybody. It's just a lot of y'all. Okay? It's one of me and it's a whole lot of y'all. But a collective hate to everybody that's coming in. The love is mutual and equivalent, I swear. All right, y'all. So she then says, let me see. Hold on, let me see where I stopped off. I read that part where she said, I dislike the way you blame my mom and everyone that was around me for the way I think and the way I speak. And I'm going to validate that later, that he has a reason to blame everybody. And then she says, I never could do that because I'll always shut down. When I do tell you how I feel, it's a lecture or you just don't understand me at all. Here's the thing. At least you getting a lecture, my baby. That's a good daddy. That's a good father. Like I explained the whole father dynamic earlier, but the fact that you can even get a lecture from your daddy about things, mistakes, all of that is a blessing. You got some who ain't even spoke to their daddy a day in their life. Your daddy been dropping gems on you since you was a baby. That is a blessing. Fathers ain't perfect. Most fathers aren't emotionally or mentally connected with their daughters. If there are some, they're rare. Because that's normally a mother's role. When it comes to mental stability and being emotionally there, that's normally the mom. Some dads do it, but it's rare. But you still have to take heed and take it in as a blessing, the fact that you even had your daddy. You had his presence. You had his wisdom. You had him financially. That gotta count for something. Y'all notice it when anytime you dealing with a spoiled or entitled child, they always speak of the little things that they feel like they didn't have, but they forget about the big things that most kids don't have, period. Don't downplay him being financially there for you. You know how many men it is out there that's on child support? That's behind on child support? How many men it is that see a bitter baby mama and run from the child too? You blessed. You had your daddy your whole life up until I'm guessing he didn't cut you off because it's given the behavior of a child that didn't been cut off. Okay, that's what it's giving right now. But you had him, baby. You probably didn't have him. We never have our parents 100% the way we want. Let me just put that out there. That's for everybody. We all, when I say all, everybody on this live, and I think I can speak for everybody when I say this, we all have grievances when it comes to our parents and things that we felt like we was lacking growing up. But then we also can count the blessings that we did have, because then we can think about, and this is where you start thinking about kids that didn't have either parent. So they can't even speak on a butt whipping or argument with mom or dad because no parent was present, period. You got to consider all of that. And we also can't blame if your parent, I look at it like this, y'all. Now tell me how y'all look at it. This is where we really dialogue, okay? We really get into it. Let's see where the likeness of the minds meet, right? I look at it like this. If you had both of your parents and both were present, not perfect, let's differentiate between the two, because it's a difference between a parent being present and a parent being perfect, right? If you had both that were present, I personally feel like you can't or you shouldn't blame your parents for mistakes that you choose to make in life. I just don't feel that way. I feel like, looking at her post, I want to say maybe the last post she made where she said something about them not apologizing, or it was something along those lines, the mistakes she keep mentioning the mistakes her parents made, right? So I feel like she's holding them accountable for mistakes that she made. Because even a child has to take accountability, especially when they're at an age where they know right from wrong. Now, if you at an age where you don't know right from wrong, that's different. That's when you're literally being raised. When you're being raised and taught to know right from wrong, that's a whole different scenario. But if you at an age where you know right from wrong and you still choose wrong, that's when your accountability needs to come in. Especially if you got parents that's dropping gems on you, that's teaching you things to try to help you avoid making certain mistakes. So I just don't get it. Like I don't get it, y'all. I honestly wish when she make those type of posts that she would give a little more context. Because like I said, she's blaming. Now here's the thing. When it comes to the SA situations, right? Y'all know I already said I would never take that from her. I question it because of the inconsistencies in, posts that she put up, right? I did question it, but I would never take her story from her, her trauma, none of that. Because if she says she experienced that, she experienced that, period. But um, I just feel like unless your mama was present while it happened to you, you can't hold your mama accountable for that. Unless your daddy was present, why, basically saying they allowed it to happen to you. If you put yourself in a situation where, you know, you doing something where your parents are not privy to it, you around boys and your parents ain't around and they wouldn't even allow you to do that on some sneaky ish and that happens, you have to take accountability. And not just you, but the person also. That's where you let your parents know what happened and they move accordingly. Then the police gets involved. I'm wondering, y'all, and I'm really paying attention because I'm like, she done said this multiple times now. Foot meets Sierra has yet to speak on it. And we know it had to have happened in her care. Because RH, he was so tight with the leash, baby, she couldn't do nothing, which is why she wanted to go back home in the first place. Because her daddy didn't let her do nothing. So it's obvious that the alleged essays happened in the care of her mom. Her mom gave her free will to pretty much do anything. That's how I look at it. So I'm just wondering why her mom hasn't, made some type of statement or spoke on it because RH is literally getting the blame as if he allowed it to happen when she wasn't even with him. They blaming him like he was there. Talking about he ain't do nothing. Why her mama didn't do nothing? And then y'all mad at him when he say he don't believe it or he need proof. A judge wouldn't believe it without proof either. Neither will a cop. They gotta have probable cause. Excuse him for not wanting to crash out and go to jail where he can't provide for his children. Excuse him, right? Ain't nothing wrong with a parent asking for proof. He know his child better than we do. He know if she's deceptive or not. He know if she's sneaky or not. He know how his child moves. Like you can't hold him. You can't get mad at him for saying he need proof. Wouldn't he have to bring some type of proof to the police station? I could see y'all. I could see her not even wanting to tell her dad who the guys are. I could see that. I don't know. I don't know. Something is just telling me that he asked. Something is telling me he asked her for way more information than she's giving out, than she's letting social media know, and she didn't provide it to her daddy. I don't know why I have that feeling because RH don't give me the type of person that would just brush something like that off. Why people saying, "Oh, he didn't believe it." It could be a reason why he didn't believe it. That's what I'm looking at. It could be a reason why. How we know he didn't ask her for the information? Because mind you, in her post, she said it happened by 4 guys she thought she trusted. So she know who those guys are. How we know she didn't want to provide that information to her dad? And that's why he said he don't believe it. How we know that? See, that's why I say these situations are very sensitive. They tricky. Like, it's hard to touch on. It's hard to touch on. And the only reason why I even touched on it is because she put out 2 different posts and Dawn put out that text message in a while ago, and it was given a lot of inconsistencies. And plus, they blaming her daddy like it's his fault. That's the only reason why I touched. The only reason why. A lot of people saying that, Tanya. And you know what? I'm gonna give her that grace, even though I can kind of tell character based on receipts and movements throughout the saga when it comes to her. I'ma still give her that grace and just leave it there. I'm not gonna say she lying. I ain't gonna say she ain't lying. I'm gonna just leave it there because I feel like that's a very serious situation. That's a very serious thing, right? When it comes to essay, when it comes to great, all of that, that's very serious. So I'm not even gonna put an opinion as far as if she's lying or she ain't lying because I feel like when it's involving stuff like that, time will tell. The truth will prevail. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. And I'm gonna say I would hope she ain't lying. I would hope because they got a lot of victims out here that don't play about that. So you got to be real careful when you come to social media with allegations and claims of that magnitude, of that severity. Hey, chatty sister, love you, girl. You got to be careful, y'all. So, okay, let's get back into it because I don't want time to get away from it because y'all know once I start talking, child, it's a wrap. Hold on, let's see. So, where we at? Okay, so then she says, I never could do that because I always shut down. When I do tell you how I feel, it's a lecture or you just don't understand me at all. But my thing is, why you not taking heed to your dad's lecture? That's your father. He ain't gonna give you what you want. No dad does. It's like she wants him to maybe take her side, or I don't know, y'all. That's what I take from that. Because even if he giving you a lecture, that's him listening to you and giving you a lecture, giving you advice, giving you gems. It's given that you just don't want to take what he's saying. So, let me see. I don't ask for you to do too much. Just actually listen to me instead of making everything about you for a change, or stop posting things about me that's not true of me. What has he posted about her that wasn't true, y'all? Because the only thing I see him posting is videos and pictures. I don't see him posting, oh, the Sharia said this or the Sharia said that, or I don't never see him posting stuff like that. So what is she talking about? What is he posting of her that's not true? I don't know, child. So she then says, hold on, that's not me at all. Only the man above and I know who I am. I don't get that part. But anyway, so RH responded, and I feel like RH had a feeling that this was gonna make it to the internet, so he was short and sweet with it. He said, "The Sharia, what have I said about you?" Question mark. You can't be listening to what other people are saying. I said, right? So she then sends him this. Y'all can see a little bit at the bottom, but I have the full screenshot. Let me take this off and show y'all. Let's see. Oh, I wonder if I hold on, y'all. Let me see something. Yeah, open it up. Okay, no, I don't have no more in there. Let me go here. She then let's see what it at. Hold on, y'all. Where is that message? Message. Knowing me, I probably never sent it. Oh no, here you go. So this actually came off of RH's page, y'all. Because if y'all remember when Dawn went live about DW, and she showed the picture of her leg, right? So she sent this, DW sent this screenshot to her daddy. Cause um, he said on the last message, what have I said about you? You can't be listening to what other people are saying, right? So this is what she was referring to, his response right here. So this lady said, that was messed up what Dawn did to your daughter, and you didn't defend her. Make it right again so you can make more memories. Life is too short. We are all on borrowed time. Imagine them. This is my thing when it comes to that whole situation. They telling him to make it right when Dawn was literally defending him against the lies. Like, I wish I would side with you, the person that try to take me down, break me down, take my livelihood, side with my ex who try to take my livelihood, and you want me to side with you and go off on my sister who had my back and was literally just putting the stuff out to prove that it was a lie? That's crazy. That's entitlement. So RH responded to the lady and said, no, it wasn't messed up. It was messed up that her mother got her on the internet lying, saying she was a bruise, and she was never a bruise. It was messed up that her mother directed her to go live and lie and say her skin was hanging off from getting disciplined. All Dawn did was prove that lies were told in an attempt to destroy my reputation. The truth always comes to the light no matter who gets mad. Just do right and stop lying, point blank, period. What's wrong with this, y'all? She sent this to her daddy like her daddy did something wrong right here. Where's the lie? All Dawn did was show the messages to prove that that was a lie. No skin was falling off. No blood was gushing. Just say you was mad because it was exposed that it was a lie. It ain't, I don't even think it really had nothing to do with the leg. Because like I told y'all earlier, she showed more skin on her Facebook page. Baby, the cleavage be all out. The belly be all out. But you was mad because your auntie showed your leg. You couldn't even see your underwear. That's how I know that's cap. Because if you go on her page, all you see is boobs. Stomach from crop tops. Like, it ain't giving none on that page. In. It's not giving that. It's not giving sister of the Lord. Okay? For a child at that. It ain't giving it. So I don't understand, like I said, it had to be because of the exposure. It had nothing to do with she exploited me. Really? She exploited you, but you've been dressing grown, overly grown for years now. That's crazy. So let me take this down, y'all. Let's see where else we're gonna go before we get into foot meat. Soaking in her sorrow and regret over there on her page, child. Listen, that's one thing about it. They can say what they want about RH, but every person that did him dirty, including Laonia, Footmeat, and his own child, is literally getting exposed left and right, having financial issues left and right. God don't play like, no, you can't do people no any kind of way and think you're gonna be prosperous. It don't work like that. It does not. To say Laonia was on top so much to be in the situation she's in now, that should tell you something. So let me show y'all this. Let's go here. Wait, let me see. This one is shorter. So let me go here first. Y'all probably can't see it good, but I can see it a little better on my end. Because like I said, I took it from a video. But I'm going to read it to y'all. This is between Laonia and DW. It's not the full message. I gotta find the actual ones. But I just caught this little part in my receipts, right? So, all right. So the Sharia is in the blue and Bree is in the gray. Okay. So DW tells Bree, even when, and Bree released these messages on social media early in the saga, y'all. But when she seen that it wasn't going the way she wanted it to go, when people started saying, girl, stop talking to that man's daughter, you're manipulating his child, you turning him against his child, that's when she started taking that stuff down. That's when, literally, because people seen it for what it was, just like they do now. The only one that can't see it is DW, apparently. So DW says to Bree, even when, hold on, y'all give me some grace because it's blurry. So I'm reading through the blur. She say, even when you was here, I think that's here. Hold on. What does that say, child? Even when you was, oh yeah, okay. No, this is Bree in the blue. Bree is in the blue, DW is in the gray. So Bree says, even when you was here, I was the one doing everything, making sure you did homework, making sure you made it to and from school, not him. He didn't even know how, wait, he didn't even, what is that word? He didn't even, hold on, y'all. Um, he didn't, oh, it says he didn't keep up with anything or do anything for y'all. That's not manipulation and gaslighting, y'all. This is her telling this to his child. This is her feeding the hate. This is trauma bonding right here. A grown woman is telling the child of her ex-husband, even when you was here, I was doing everything, making sure you did homework, making sure you made it to and from school, not him. He didn't even keep up with anything or do anything for y'all. DW, if you listening, that's manipulation, baby. That's her feeding you hate to get you on her side. This is where it cranked off. And then to add with it the love bomb, the gifts, the cash app, to the point where you felt that you had to come out here and you had to side with her. You idolized her. All the compliments under her post. Oh, you're so gorgeous. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, be careful. Y'all didn't even have that bond when you was there like that, according to your mom. It's real crazy how she wanted to get even closer with his daughter after they separate. But when his daughter was in the home with him, she had issues with a lot of stuff. Constantly in RH's ear. Mad because RH felt like his daughter couldn't do no wrong, like most daddies. Most daddies are like that with their girls. They don't want to see their baby girls grow up, or even fathom the thought of their baby girls being sexually active or anything like that. They don't want to see that. But this is what she's telling his then 13 or 14-year-old daughter, y'all. Okay? So DW responds and says, I've seen you being there more than him, being there with my own, and I guess she meant her own two eyes, right? But here's the thing, right? Baby girl, you was in the home. You was living with your daddy. She was his wife who worked from home as an entrepreneur. Her kids was there. I ain't gonna say that was her job, but I feel like that's what you do as a partner. Teamwork make the dream work. If he gotta go out to events, that's like holding somebody accountable for working, for making money. You can't do that. He can't be there with you and bring you to and from school and do homework and work. You can't have it both ways in this situation. You got to count the blessings that are there. The fact that you was able to live under your father's roof and be provided the nicest things that he did provide for you. Like, I don't get it, y'all. I just don't get it. Like holding him accountable for working, for having to go to work and stuff. It's not like she never seen her daddy. He lived there. Make that make sense. When was he really staying away from home? Even when he had events, he was coming back home. So, but it's her telling that to that child. Because when you doing it, if you did all of these things, you don't have to convince her that you did it. That's the red flag for me, y'all. I showed that already, Melissa. That's from day one. The first receipt live I did, I even showed the text message where she sent Dawn basically saying it was one incident. So yeah, you probably wasn't in my live, my first live from day before yesterday. But we showed that already. Unless that's something different you have, but if that's the post that she put up about her essay, yeah, we showed that on the first live. Uh but what was I saying? That's the red flag for me, y'all. The fact that Bree is trying to convince her that she did more for her than her daddy. If you was the one there, if you was taking her to and from school, helping her with homework, why are you reminding her that you did that? Why are you having this conversation with his child of how much you did more for her than him? That's gaslighting and manipulation. And you're trying to alienate her from her dad, which it worked, to be honest. Because this is where the hate started. They started trauma bonding. Period. And y'all know what's even more crazy? Let me send this back because I'm going to show this again. Hold up. Hold on, y'all. Hold up. Hold up. Let me find it. Where's those cash app receipts? Okay, here we go. I wonder if I could put it. No, I'm going to just send it like this. Okay. Y'all know what's even more crazy is look at how she told her. Hold on, where's that message? Find it again. Hold on, y'all. Where is it? Dang it. I just had it too. Hold on, let me see. What is it? It gotta be somewhere right here. Oh, I found it. Okay. So look at how Laonya told Dasharia he didn't keep up with anything or do anything for y'all. Okay? Y'all remember that. This is what she's telling his child. If y'all remember, I showed y'all some Cash App receipts that RH had did a live about because the narrative was being put out there that he wasn't helping financially, right? So he did a live. I wish I could go back and find a live to get the rest of the receipts because he showed a little more than this. but I only got these two screenshots. This is all I could find in my receipts. But I remember the live vividly. But notice how she told the Sharia he didn't keep up with anything or do anything for y'all. Okay, hold on. Now let me put this up again. Again, as a little refresher. One, she said he didn't do nothing for y'all. He didn't keep up with nothing. He didn't do nothing. But he actually did, right? So, y'all remember, RH did this live early in the saga, early 2023, he did this. So, this is the day, no, not the same day, but they were separated right here. October 21st, 2022, if y'all remember, the DV incident happened October 14th, 2022. He sent LaOnya $1,000 and said, I love you. This is for you. Right? And I want to say it said, I love you. This is for you and the kids. If I'm not mistaken, that's what it actually says. Because if you notice, it's dot, dot, dot behind it. But I think the original said, I love you. This is for you and the kids from his live. So then October 11th, 2022, the Sharia charges. Mind you, him and LaOnya was together right here. The Sharia charges, October 11th, 2022, it says $690. October 4th, 2022, half of Momo Daycare, $132.50. Half of Momo Daycare, August 29th, 2022, $132.50. Half of Momo Daycare, August 22nd, 2022, $132.50. August 22nd, 2022, the Sharia copay, $100. That's one. Let me take this one down and put the other one up. I gotta try to find that live when he did this. He might have took it down though, because it was supposed to take down everything. It had way more on there, y'all, of him showing what he was actually doing in the marriage and even after. So this one says, oh, hold on. Let me try to make it a little bigger. This one says August 15th, 2022, half of Momo Daycare, $132.50. Half of Momo Daycare, August 3rd, I think, 2022, $250. Payment July 27th, 2022. Is that $3,500? Hold on. It's a little blurry. Hold up, y'all. What is that? That's either 3,500 or 2,500. One of the two, but it looked like a three, y'all. It says payment, whatever I guess it was for bills, but he sent LaOnya on July 27th, 2023. No, 2022, July 7th, 2022. He sent her 3,500. July 20th, 2022, self-paid the Sharia doctor, $100. July 18th, 2022, half of Momo Daycare, $200. Insurance, July 12th, 2022, $520. And then it has half of insurance, July 12th, 2022, $804. And I'm pretty sure he did more than that. Okay. Because like I said, that was just the screenshots that I took. But if y'all remember when he did that live, he was scrolling for a good little minute, baby. He was scrolling for a hot little minute. Okay. For the ones that's some OGs in the saga, you know what I'm talking about. He was dressed as Uncle Rufus when he did it. So that's that. But the reason why I showed y'all that is because she told his child that he didn't do nothing for them while she was there. That's a lie. She was lying and manipulating his child. He was taking care of his child. Now, if she was doing stuff extra, that's on your body, baby. If you was doing stuff for his child, he was doing stuff for your kid. That's what you do in a marriage. But don't try to manipulate the man's child because you want her on your side. for public validation, for your personal Me Too movement, for coin. That's not cool. You literally in text message telling this man's child, I did everything for y'all. I took you to and from school. I helped you with homework. Well, who wouldn't do that for their man? Especially if that's your husband and his child and moved in. Why wouldn't you do that? You want to cook it for that? So that's like him going in Josh or Isaiah text message and telling her sons everything he did for them to turn them against their mama. People not looking at it like that though. This is sad. So take that one down. Oh, y'all, we got 449 in the building. Make sure y'all running up the lights for your girl. Support my goal if y'all can. I think we need like about 12 more on the goal. So if y'all can support my goal, but definitely run them lights up for pop. Okay? Period. All right. Oh, okay. Let me see what's next. Hey, Miss Duncan. Don't start him with that noise. All right. So let's go here. I want to go here first. This is the post that she put up that 2 days ago, y'all, about Real Father Gang. I want to go here first for a reason. Because after I go here, I'm going to read some more messages between her and Bree. Okay? So she makes this post maybe 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. And she says, of course, this was a subliminal at her dad, and you can see LaOnya in the reactions, right? And it's very convenient that this happened right after the court situation. And also right after Janostrals got exposed on the T app. So she says, some of y'all love to yell Real Father Gang. Now we automatically know who she's talking about because that's his brand. But ain't even a real father or a real parent when the phone's down. You post the smiles, the outfits, the my kids are my world captions, but you don't show the missed calls, the unpaid support, emphasis on the unpaid support, y'all, the broken promises, and the times you let your pride come before your kids. Being a real parent ain't weekend visits and Instagram stories. It's being there when it's hard, admitting when you're wrong, and taking full accountability for the mess you made. Stop performing for the internet and start showing up in real life. Your kids deserve more than a hashtag. Now, mind you, Amora is getting all of this. So I'm a little confused because DW is 17 and RH, I'm pretty sure, then cut her off at this point because of all of the betrayal, deceptiveness, the disrespect, all of the things that warrant a parent cutting their overly grown underage child off. So to me, all of this is null and void. This is that letter that the mailman put back in the mailbox because the postage is outdated or it's not put on there correctly. That's what this is to me. But like I say, emphasis on the unpaid support, right? So let's go here next. But y'all keep this in mind. Keep everything I just told y'all in mind. Because she's trying to make it seem as though he's a DB dad, but he never gave that. Never. She gives the type of child that if I don't get what I want one time, I'm going to make it seem like you've never been there. Bump the fact that people have been watching this man be in your life your entire life. We just going to rewrite history. Okay? So let's take this down, y'all. And we're going to go to the Cash App receipt that Dawn put up earlier today. Right? We're gonna make it aligned. We're gonna validate facts and devalidate what she said and what she been saying. All right, so let's go here. So if you was in Dawn's live earlier, then you know that Dawn put up because Dawn is sick of the ish. She's sick of the lies. She's sick of the whole D beat scenario, the whole D beat um storyline when she knows that it's not true, right? As y'all can see, it says join November 2021. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull it up on my phone. So that shows that he hadn't even had this Cash App, but 4 years. 4 years. He had this Cash App for 4 years, y'all. Um, hold on. Where is that receipt? Okay, hold on, y'all. Okay, so join November 2021. So that tells me that he's only had this particular Cash App for about 4 years. And within that 4 year time frame, he has sent just through Cash App. I'm pretty sure this is not counting, other things that he's done for his child. It's not counting the money that he's given her mom, even though he didn't cut foot meat off at this point. But he did a whole lot like paying rent because foot meat could never keep the stability going. And also, like I said earlier, anything that Laonia did for this child or her mother while her and RH was married, that counts as a selective effort because they were married. Just like RH was paying the bills in their household that Laonia's kids who weren't biologically his was living in, it's reciprocal. So whatever his wife did, which did for you too, it counts. Just like that post I showed y'all earlier of Foot Meat saying, haha, joke's on you. I had to get my child support some kind of way of all the cash apps Laonia Center, right? So within that 4 year, within the last 4 years, just on Cash App, he sent her $8,603.32. That's a lot of money for a child. We ain't talking about an adult. We're talking about father to child, not father to foot meat, father straight to DW. That's a lot of coin for an underage girl. I don't care what nobody says. He was definitely breaking her off as his child. And like I said, that ain't even count what we don't know that was given outside of that. He could have possibly gave her through some Zelle. He could have gave her cash in hand, took her shopping. Because he was known for taking her shopping, according to her and Laonia. Like she said, I didn't just want the shopping sprees and you didn't turn it down either, ma'am. But on your post, from 2-3 days ago, you said the nobody sees the unpaid support. No, but we do see the paid support right here. Shout out to Auntie Dawn. We see the paid support. See, what I think it is, y'all, I think they're so used to dogging the truth out on the internet and him not responding, rebuttaling with a receipt or his voice that they feel like they can say and do anything and he's not going to respond, clear it up, or try to, speak up for himself. That's why they got people out here like bloggers. He got family, he got friends, the people that support him and speak up for him with receipts. Because I feel like it got to the point to where they playing on it. They're playing on it. She started painting a narrative that her daddy is just not there, not present at all, not paying child support. He just not doing nothing. He don't call her. He don't talk to her. He don't answer the phone for her. Now, if he don't answer the phone for you now, I completely understand why. If he's cut you off in the past few months, I completely understand why. Because it's either cut you off or keep his sanity at this point. Because I don't know how much more that man could take of his business coming to the internet. To be honest, I know I couldn't. Imagine having to choose between cutting your child off and keeping your sanity. because you got another child who hasn't been raised yet that depends on you. It's time to focus on just Momo because this one want to be grown, right? So, and I'm just keeping it a buck, y'all, because, yeah. Oh, it's no communication. Like she said, her daddy be lying about them talking, right? Oh, he be lying. I don't even. Oh no, not so much her, but her mama. Her mama constantly coming to the internet. She don't even mess with y'all. She don't even talk to you. You lying. He lying. It didn't stop her for asking him for money. Imagine coming to the internet constantly insulting your daddy, trying to paint this DB narrative, but you got your hand out every chance you get. Like, you ain't that mad. I'm like this. If I was RH, I'd be like, if you so mad, don't take the money. Don't take the money. You can't be that mad. You ain't turning his coin down. The times you call Auntie Dawn asking her to pay your phone bill, and she referred it over to your daddy, and your daddy sent it to your cash app, you ain't turning it down, but get on the internet and paint your daddy as this D-beat narrative. D-beat dad. That's y'all imagine that's like a slap in the face. Imagine your child sending you a cash app request, look like damn near every week, and then they get on the internet and act like you just the worst dad in the world because you ain't emotionally there. That is crazy. Like I said, most dads aren't. You got to also give him grace for how he was raised. That's what a lot of kids don't realize. Even though they can't use that as a crutch, right? Because some people become a product of their environment and some don't. But you still have to give a little grace for their upbringing because they might not know how. That's where therapy comes in it. Like, make it make sense. Most fathers aren't emotionally invested into their kids, their daughters specifically. And a lot of times it's because they don't know how. And it's uncomfortable. Men and women are totally different when it comes to feelings, when it comes to mentality, when it comes to a girl's anatomy, the body, like all of those different things are uncomfortable for a man and his daughter. Now, if you get a daddy where you can basically make him your personal journal and vent to him about boys, your period, all of that, baby, that's a rare gem because it is not a whole lot out here like that. Most of us, girls, women, had the same daddy that you speak of, but worse. Worse. And still value them because they were still there. It ain't no perfect one out here. Ain't no perfect one out here. Growing up, you know who I confided in? While she's saying here's the thing, y'all, because I seen in those messages where, and I'm going to show y'all those messages next, where she said she could only confide in her mama and La Onya when it came to her feelings and stuff. That was enough. You a girl. That was enough. You still had somebody to confide in. So my thing is, the fact that you still had, that's two people right there. Two people. And can't nobody relate to you more when it comes to your feelings than your mother. Because she actually genuinely cares. And she's a girl also, a woman now. But she's probably been there through the same emotions that you going through and the feelings that you're having. Daddy can't relate to that, baby. Cut him some slack. He can't relate to that. Granted, he can tell you about boys and stuff. He can tell you about the young men, the mindset and stuff like that. But you see, your dad, he more so was on the structure and the discipline. He rather keep you away from boys than telling you about them. Okay? That's what LaTrue gives to me. I'm going to keep you away from them because I don't want to have that conversation about the birds and the bees. But that's how some dads are. Like, no, that's not cool. It's really giving spoiled and entitled. That's what this behavior is given to me. Now, like I said, I'll never take her essay away from her. I feel like that happened in her mom's care because her daddy didn't let her do nothing and her mom let her do everything. Those two different family dynamics will mess a child up completely. Period. Especially when the parents aren't on one accord. Especially when you got a mama that's constantly putting things in your head about your dad when she don't get what she wants, and then going on the internet and making it 10 times worse. So all you see on your mama page is how much of DB your daddy is and the rest of them. Make it make sense. You know it's bad when you a child and you feel like you gotta hide your relationship with your daddy from your mama. You gotta hide the communication from her. You gotta hide the financial gifts from her. That's crazy. And that's the situation she was in. Because I keep thinking about that text message between her and her mama when she said, "You acting the same way you did when I moved down there to Atlanta," which is equivalent to her moving with her daddy and Bree. She treated her different because she moved in with her daddy, y'all. What mom does that? I thought you don't have a problem with your kids having relationships with their daddy, but it's the daddies that don't want. Not in LaTruth's case. He was willing to take you to court to get his child. That's not a D-beat. D-beats don't do that. Okay? D-beat dads don't do that. So, as y'all can see, and you know what's crazy? I bet money that it's more that has been added to this Cash App transaction since since Dawn received this, right? Because we're now in August. The last one says what, May 11th? I think that's May 11th. He sent her $50 for Mother's Day. He said, "Happy Mother's Day, Princess Dasharia." My daddy didn't send me no cash for Mother's Day. I'm jealous. Like, to me, that's something your baby daddy's supposed to do. And that's rare for a father to gift his daughter on Mother's Day. Y'all daddies give y'all money for Mother's Day as grown ups, or that's all we can go off as grown ups. We ain't got no teenagers in the chat. Do y'all daddies give y'all money for Mother's Day? I've never. My dad now my dad will text and say Happy Mother's Day, but he ain't sending me no Cash App blessing. Like, that's rare to me. This is the same man that she's making it seem as though he's a D-beat and he's not there for her. But yet he sent her money on Mother's Day. He ain't your baby daddy. Like, I am weak, child. But that was May. We in August. May, June, July, August. That was like 3 months ago, y'all. And like I said, I bet money he didn't send her money after that too. But this is not even a recent Cash App thing. I wonder if Dawn, if you in the chat in the bushes, y'all know Dawn a bush watcher, child. Dawn, if you in the bushes, how long you been having this screenshot? Because I heard her say on her live she been having this for a while. I heard her say that. So that to me told me that this ain't even recent. I bet you, because like I said, the last time it's shown on here that he sent her money, which was Mother's Day like 3 months ago. Even though I feel like he didn't cut her off because of her behavior, rightfully so. But I still bet that he probably didn't send her something after that too. This is crazy though. Like, this is crazy, y'all. And if Dawn would have never put this out there, we wouldn't even know this because they paint him as such a DB. And I could see RH being the type of person that would give his last for his children. He gives me that. He gives me a very generous when it comes to his women and his kids. He gives me that type of man. Like, his daughters can get whatever they want out of him, and so can the woman he's courting. I don't know, because I ain't seen him use not one woman yet. Even though LaOnya tried to lie and say, she paid all, she took care of him, but we had audio that said something totally different. Okay, so we're gonna take this off, y'all. But like I said, $8,603 within the last 4 years, because he joined with this. Facebook was created, not Facebook. This Cash App was created on November of 2021, so that's like 4 years ago. That's a lot of money. Think about it, y'all. So that means she's 17 now. So if you take 4 from 17, that's 13 years old. Started sending her money through Cash App at 13 years old. That's a lot of coin for a minor, a teenager. And now I see why he said in those messages that I read at the beginning of the live. I think, did I do it on this one, y'all? Or the last one? I think I did on the last one. Those messages, yeah, the live from earlier, where that was between RH and Footmeat, where he told Footmeat, my daughter's old enough to where I don't even have to deal with you at this point. So, and I think that's what he meant. But I also feel like, because Footmeat was constantly coming on the internet saying RH wasn't giving them no money, wasn't supporting financially and this and that. But as we can see, that was a lie. I personally think DW was keeping this from her mama. She wasn't telling her mama that her daddy was sending her all of this money. I bet money she wasn't letting her mama know she was getting this coin from her daddy, because her mama kept coming on the internet and saying RH wasn't doing anything for her. It's a little sneakiness going on. Just like she was saying she wasn't talking to her daddy at all, but there have been receipts that have been put out where they were definitely having certain conversations. Not saying they was talking how they used to, because there was a lot of betrayal and deception that then took place, but she didn't just go cold turkey and not speak to her dad ever again like they was painting the narrative to be. No, it wasn't that. It was conversations here and there. Here and there. But the money flow didn't stop, apparently. Even with them barely talking, he still was helping her financially. All right, let's take that down. Let me see what I want to do next. Hold on, y'all. Let me see where I want to go next. Where I want to go next time. All right, let me get past all these blank ones. I don't know why these still showing up. Hit the like button, y'all. We got almost 500 in the building. Hit the like button for your girl. I think I need like I don't know, child, 11 or 12. Mods, let me know how our goal looking, how our like button looking. Let's get it crack a lag, baby. It's a receipt party. Period. Day 3. Day 3 of the receipt party. So, like I said, Footmeat was constantly putting stuff like this on social media. Constantly. I'm going to do my part as my children's mother. I take accountability for giving my cheering D-beat dads, every last one of them, shaking my head. RH didn't even deserve to be in this category. Period. He didn't deserve to be in this category. Because if y'all remember from the messages I showed y'all earlier between DB and RH RH told her in the messages, I've always been there for my daughter. And then she said her response was, not lately, you haven't. Yeah, look what you did. What man you know in their right mind gonna just act like nothing happened and just constantly be throwing money at you, giving you whatever you want after you came to his job, the internet, his livelihood, and tried to destroy it by co-signing his baby, his ex-wife, and allowing her to use y'all child also. Why would he? Why would he co-parent with you? Why would he want to talk to you still? Why would he want to give you money when you in a bind? I don't know no man that would once you done played with him like that. So, and even when she responded, not lately, she ain't say, oh no, that's a lie. You ain't never been there for her. She ain't say, oh no, I've been doing it by myself. She said, not lately, you haven't. So that right there told me that she's very much aware that he has been present, active financially and physically. But she wanted to paint a narrative on social media because she co-signed with LaOnya. So no, I can't just say that he was there for her whole life up until this point after what we did. That wouldn't fit our narrative. That wouldn't look right. So let me just say this. Thank you, Miss Marlena. Thank you for helping my go girl. I love you, girl. You said you own it, Pop. Thank you, my love. All right, let's take this one down, y'all. Y'all know I gotta show y'all some supporting evidence now. Okay, period. Let me see where we're gonna go next. Oh, you know what? Let's get to these. Because I gotta put LaOnya back in the fold. So let's pull these up. Put it over here on the big screen. Hopefully y'all can see it. Now I gotta go find these because I do have these messages by themselves also, but I have to find them, y'all. This is the quickest one I could find. This came from a video. Okay, so yeah, when I find them again, because I did do a video, I mean a live and members only, breaking down all the manipulation and stuff, and I think I had the actual ones in that live stream, but I gotta go find it, y'all. So y'all gonna have to take this for now. All right, let me hold on. Let me pull it up so I can make sure I see it good. Okay, so, and this is also part of, y'all remember the little message, the little piece of message that I read to y'all where LaOnya was telling DW, I was taking you to and from school. I was helping you with homework. He ain't did nothing for y'all. He didn't keep up with nothing. This is a part of that message thread. So, Desharia's response to when LaOnya told her, I helped you with homework, I took you to it from school, blase, blase, blase. So Desharia, she responded to LaOnya by saying, he was there, but no, wait, he was there, but no, you wasn't mentally there. It's now he was there, y'all. Before it was he was barely there. He wasn't mentally there, y'all. Like, ma'am, ain't that crazy? This is what you call entitled and spoiled. This is what I take from this, y'all. The fact that you have everything from your father. Not saying, if you feel away or you want to, talk, sit down and talk with your dad, you should have that right to do that or whatever, right? I never take that from nobody. But it just given entitled and spoiled to me. Because I guess because I'm the type of person that counts my blessings. I look at what couldn't be. I look at the people who don't have it at all. I look at all of those things when I consider my feelings. All of that when I count my blessings. And I don't think she ain't. I ain't gonna say I don't think she is. She ain't, because she's still a child. She still has a child mentality. Even though she do grown up things, because she a whole mama child. But She still has a childlike mentality. You can tell. You can tell. But Laonya played on that. She played on that with her with these conversations. I guarantee y'all, I'd bet money. Had Laonya not had trauma bonded with this child on the hate for her daddy, the Sharia wouldn't be doing none of this. I'm telling y'all. She wouldn't be doing none of this. And you can tell by her responses. Laonya got into her head heavy. I'm telling you. So she says, this is the Sharia, he was there, but no, you wasn't mentally there. You never cared or, hold on, let me see what that is. You never cared or asked if I was mentally okay. Most dads don't do that, my baby. I don't, y'all. I can remember vividly my childhood. My daddy ain't never asked me if I was mentally okay. My mom did though. But guess what? I didn't hold him, you know, I didn't hold him to the flame for it. I charged it to him being a man. Because daddies don't typically move like that. They're not in tune with feelings and emotions the way a woman is. It's two different. Parents have two different roles when it comes to their kids. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get that gushy, ushy, mentally emotional side from your dad. That's going to come from your mom, my baby. And now I'm thinking, if you actually had that from your mama, you wouldn't even care if that came from your daddy, because your daddy provided everything else. He provided everything else. So that's where the 50-50 comes in it when it comes to supporting you. Both sides, your mom and your dad. Your mom provides the mentally, emotionally version of, her being there, and your dad provides what you need as far as advice, gems, money, and then you put it all together and it's 100%. So now this is making me feel like her mama wasn't there for her for real. Because if she was still having or feeling like something was missing, lacking, or still having all these emotional and mental issues, it's given that her mama wasn't doing her job right. Because anytime I had an issue or, some type of feeling about something, if I was mentally drained, if it was something about boys, my body, anything like that, I went to my mom and she helped me resolve those mental issues as far as aesthetics and, all them different things you go through as a teenage girl, little girl, whatever. I went to my mom. My first mind was never to go to my daddy about stuff like that, because I knew he wouldn't get it. I knew his background also. I knew how he was raised. If a man is not raised to know these things or to experience these things, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to utilize these things that they lack once they start having kids, because it's foreign to them. But don't hold them accountable for that. Don't. Granted, yeah, they can learn and adapt and take on new ways of parenting and do their research, but most people don't do that. They just go with the flow. They just go with the flow. This is why I feel like, I ain't gonna say these feelings ain't her own, but she definitely adopted a lot of Laonya's feelings when it came to RH. A lot of that hate, that rage, because she cares about Brianna so much. She took on her energy, her rage. Y'all know how I always say, when you get real close to somebody, whether it's your partner, whether it's a friend, you got to be real careful of the people that you have in your energy, because if you real close with them, their energy becomes yours. And that's where emotions and feelings come in at, right? Because when they sad, you sad, because you don't want to see them sad, so you taking on some of that sad. When they happy, you happy. When they emotional, you emotional. You don't want to see them hurt. When they hurt, you hurt. Reciprocating energy about the people that you love and care about. That's why I'm real picky on the people that I have in my space because I love hard. Most women love hard. That's what this is given. She idolized Laonia so much, and Laonia love bombed her with all of the gifts, all of the cash apps, the Shein carts, all of that, the things that little girls, teenage girls love and want, right? That was given. Laonia never told her no for a reason. She don't know that, but we as the outside looking in that watch this saga play out can tell what time it is. And then not only did you do that, but you took a ass whipping that she got from her daddy and you turned it into an Bruce story. Showed her how to play on it for her game. So you can have somebody to co-sign your narrative for your own personal Me Too movement because you know that, hey, they not believing me, then guess what? 9 times out of 10, they gonna believe his child. And then we put our stories together, they're gonna be like, oh, well, if two or more people saying the same thing, they can't be lying, right? Yeah, they can actually. Because there's a such thing as coming together to tell a lie. Just like people can come together and tell a truth, they can come together and tell a lie also. It's human nature. It's human nature. So she definitely adapted a lot of Bree's hate for her daddy. And you can tell by the things that she would say because it mimicked Brianna's speech throughout this saga. So listen to this, y'all. Watch. The Shari is telling Bree, he was there, but no, you wasn't mentally there. You never cared or asked if I was mentally okay. Every night I would sit in my room and cry, and the only people that would comfort me is you and my mom. And that's at least much more information I need. Wait, that's at least much more information I need in him saying, okay, let me pause it there. Why wasn't that enough, y'all? She said he was there, but he wasn't mentally there, right? And when she say mentally there, she's referring to him being mentally there for her. He still was there. But why was you had those two people who are very important to you that was there for you? Like you said, you was in your room crying at night, having, I guess depression or issues with mentally or whatever. You had those two people, your mom and your stepmom, who are very important to you because you sided with them. For one, why was he even needed to be there in those moments? What could he have done that they could as far as helping you mentally? Think about it. This is a real conversation, y'all. What could he have added to those moments mentally to help her in those moments that the moms already didn't? This wasn't a situation about boys. So what could he have done besides add a little more comfort? Like, I just don't understand it. Like, what could he have done extra? But Laonia played on this. She played on this. So she then says, that's much more. Let me go back just a little so I can give the context before. She says, hold on. That would comfort me is you and my mom, and that's at least much more information I need in him saying I was there. He wasn't there when I cried, when I broke down in tears, when I asked for help, when I wanted more than just a gift, fame, material stuff. I wanted him to be there and he wasn't. I don't get it, y'all. Like, I'm not just saying this because I support RH. I'm saying this from a woman's perspective, somebody who was a girl once, somebody who had a dad that was crappy, but I love him to DEAT. I love him to life, like Kevin say. I love him to life, even with all his flaws, because I realized the background that he came from, what he lacked, what he didn't get. I realized that parents ain't perfect, but when you have both, you got to count your blessings, even if you feel like they're not living up to the standards that you want them to live up to. You still have both and always had both. I just, it's hard, y'all. It's hard to grasp like what she wanted from her dad in that moment that her mama and Laonia, the two that she idolized the most, couldn't provide for her. The most he could have said is, uh, okay, I understand, like, or put her in therapy, but they could have did that. The women could have did that too. So why aren't they being held responsible or accountable also? Well, now foot me this, but think about it, y'all. If she was having all of those breakdowns mentally, right? Why didn't and Laonia and foot meat was always there, like she said. Why didn't neither one of them sign her up for therapy? That would have nipped it in the bud right there. To where she probably would have avoided a lot of bad choices moving forward and mistakes. Like, why didn't they put her in therapy when she was going through all of this for whatever reason she was going through? I wouldn't advise no woman to wait on their daddy to say, "Are you mentally okay?" Like, that's something I talk about with my kids because this is a new day and age, right? This is a new day and age. How you feeling? What you thinking about? Like, what's going on at school? But old school parents, they didn't have that. That's breaking generational curses. And when you start doing things with your kids that you didn't get, that's breaking generational curses. Some don't put that extra effort or don't know how to, right? So I don't know. This is not to downplay her feelings, y'all, or to take away from her feeling like her daddy wasn't all the way there when it came to her mentality and her emotions, right? I'm not trying to take away from that, but I'm trying to understand it based on the evidence that's here. Because I feel like I said, if she had both moms that wiped her tears, that soothed her in those moments, why was an extra party needed? If you had people, I could see if she's saying her daddy was all she had and he was non-existent when it came to her emotions. Not then we'll be talking. That's something totally different there because that's the only person you had to lean on. But like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. But it's given she's expecting the whole village to be there for every single thing. No, that's not how that terminology goes. That's not how when the concept of it takes a village, it doesn't work like that. When they say it takes a village, that means that, hey, I'll do this as I'm let's say mom, dad, auntie, right? I'm mom, so I'll do this when it comes to the kids. Dad'll do this, which is something completely different when it comes to the kids because I'm already doing this, so I can't do that. And then auntie will do the third thing, which is something completely different because mom and dad is already doing two other things and their hands is full. That's what it means. That's the concept of it takes a village. When you have a village around you, your village ain't gonna be able to do all three or however many, ain't gonna be able to take on every single thing by themselves. It don't work like that. Each person, if y'all following me right now, y'all following me? Because y'all know I'll be all over the place, but I hope y'all getting what I'm saying. It's like that's why I say it's giving spoiled and entitled because she wanted this from let me say, she wanted an apple from this person. She wanted an apple from mom. She wanted an apple from dad, and she wanted an apple from bonus mom. And even though mom and bonus mom gave her an apple, she still wanted the apple from dad as well. That's the best example I could give y'all. But I hope y'all get what I'm saying. Like that's not how villages work. That's why I say it's giving spoiled and entitled. Because the fact that you acknowledge the ones that was there, but still, in my opinion, complained about the fact that one was missing is crazy. Because you're not acknowledging the fact that you still had two people. That's where counting your blessings come in at. Granted, dad wasn't emotionally there. Have you ever stopped and talked? Because here's the thing. I had that tough conversation with my dad. I might bring him on here one day, y'all. I might do that. It might have to be members only because I ain't gonna put it, on a public live. Like that's personal. But I had that conversation with him about his upbringing, about things he's experienced. And you see, DW ain't there yet, even though she's old enough to be there. But right now, she's in her "it's all about me" moment. I don't think she's ready for that conversation where she can give her daddy grace because of what he didn't have growing up. Mom passed at 5 years old. I mean, while he was 5. Um, Dad wasn't completely there. They lived with their grandma. None of that is being considered in this situation. And you have to consider it. Because that's selfish if you don't. This is my opinion. That's selfish if you don't, because you can't hold somebody accountable for something that they didn't have knowledge of, that they didn't experience. Imagine not having a father's love and then boom, like, or a mother's love and then boom. Not having the love that a child is supposed. He didn't have that experience. His mom passed when he was 5. So holding him accountable for things that he didn't even have, that he didn't go through to be able to carry it over to his kids. He loved y'all the best way he knew how. And they gotta count for something. They gotta count for something. Imagine only having a story, one ass whipping story. And I think I said this on my first live. But imagine that, y'all. Imagine your biggest grievance with your daddy is one ass whipping story out of 17 years of your life. You know how many ass whippers I done caught? I used to run. Like, listen. I used to run. We used to have a big oak tree in the backyard. When I tell y'all, when my daddy would go get that belt, baby, I used to run from my daddy and tire him out. He run. I had him running all around the tree. Catch me if you can. Catch me. Running from that ass whipping. Girl. To me, that's a blessing in itself. You got, and I ain't counting, I ain't talking about, because we don't know what she got from her mama. Outside of those text messages, we don't know what she experienced with her mama. But we know what happened with her daddy. One ass whipping her whole life. That's, baby, that's a blessing. If that one ass whipping caused all of this, she wouldn't have made it in our generation. She wouldn't have made it down. What hell? Don't come cough in my face. What you want? Hold on, y'all. All right. I'm gonna give you some medicine. Go get that medicine off the table. Go ahead. I'm coughing in my face, girl. I ain't trying to get sick. Enough I already feel like I'm getting sick from your little booty. Hold on, y'all. $901. Yes, you do. Once that bonus time go off, don't ask me to unlock that tablet no more because I'm not. Go to bed after that. Hold on, let me get some medicine. I'm used to it. Hold up, y'all. I put too much. Hold on. No, you ain't got no damn lazy eye. Here, drink that. Go rinse it out. Rinse the cup out. Then put this back in the bathroom. Rinse it out and blow your nose. Okay, my bad, y'all. So let me go back to this message. Let's see. So she says, oh, I read it all. I read all of that when she said, when I asked for help, when I wanted more than just a gift, fame, material stuff, I wanted him to be there and he wasn't. Okay. And when she said there, she's meaning mentally. He was there physically. So that's what's kind of throwing me off. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like she's putting way more accountability on him than she should. Than she should. Because if the bonus mom was given everything that you said it was given, then why is your dad being held accountable for so much stuff? I feel like she's using her parents' mistakes, which those mistakes barely even being mentioned. If y'all notice, when she made that post, she didn't say the mistakes her parents made. She just said mistakes, no context, no none of that. But I really do feel like she's holding them accountable or basically using them as a crutch for the mistakes she's made already at such a young age. That's what I take from that. Miss Jen said, hey, Miss Jen, she said, me too. When my dad passed away, my sister made a joke in the church when speaking on him. They said, one of his kids was a running. Everyone turned and looked at me. My dad used to send me, my dad used to send my bros. I was born in September 1987. I know some things, period. Child. Oh, you 87? That's not. I don't consider that a part of this generation. 80s babies, we 80s babies. No, we ain't with this generation, y'all. Okay, let me see. So Laonya responds to this child and says he couldn't do anything genuine without cameras. That's how she started it off, y'all. This is the conversation she's having with this man's child, painting the narrative that he doesn't love his child. He's only using his child. Notice DW never said nothing about her daddy using her or not loving her or anything in her message. She said he wasn't mentally there. She said when she wanted more than just gifts, fame, material stuff, she wanted him to be mentally there. Laonya decides to push even more hate by saying he couldn't do anything genuine without a camera. And that's the only goal he has, as to get you and Amora for a photo op so he can say, see y'all, I'm not a bad man. I got my kids with me. He's doing, wait, hold on. He's doing and saying whatever to fix his image, and it's sad. He doesn't care about nobody, in all caps. This is what she's telling his child. This is what made DW no longer want to be on camera and stuff with her daddy, because that seed was planted that he only films her to use her for cash, not cash app style, for clicks, likes, and views, for a coin. As if he ain't giving her money from the money. Like, that's his livelihood. And those memories are still being made. But once she planted that seed, it stuck with his child. It stuck with her. So then Laonya tells this man's 14-year-old, or I think she was maybe 13 year, No, 14. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, y'all. Because this was back in 2022. 3 years. So she was what? She's 17 now. So she was 14. She had to be about 14. So this is the next message that Laonia sends his child. I'm to the point where I actually hate him. For years and years, I stood by his side and did everything he wanted me to do, even down to controlling what I do and when I do it, how I would wear my hair, what clothes I wear, everything. Imagine her saying that, y'all, and she still dressed the way she dressed in her marriage. When was she ever covered up in the marriage is the question. So to say he controlled the way you dress, but you still dressed with everything showing is blasphemy. He ain't control it too much. So she then says, you seen it. Even in the Bahamas when he didn't want me to wear bathing suits and take photos. It's always about him, him, him. No one else feelings matter. This is the conversation she's having with his child. Imagine that, y'all. Now, like I said, she posted all of this. Laonia. She shared these personal messages. While DW talks about doing things, Auntie Dawn posting messages for clout and money and cash apps. The OG right here, Laonia, the original gangster, was the first one to reveal text messages in the saga. While people talk about exposure, she exposed her and Dawn's messages first. She exposed her and Desharia's messages. She exposed messages between her and LaTrue. She was the first one in the saga to expose text messages and audio. So it don't count when she do it. When everybody else do it, it's a problem. Child by. Like you can, and y'all peep it. Peep. This is why she's, like I said, she still got a childlike mind, so she can't see the manipulation that's being done on her. Right? She can't see the gaslight because she's in her emotions and her feelings. Laonia then played on one specific incident, and she stuck with it. She blew it up basically. Right? So imagine, y'all, this is crazy. Imagine a grown mother having this type of conversation with your teenage child about you. Like, imagine it. And even to this day, still siding with the ex, still communicating with the ex. Bump the fact that the ex tried to ruin her father, right? But then make posts talking about mistakes, quote unquote, and apologies and cleaning up the mess he made. He didn't make this mess, baby. Laonia did, the one you're siding with. She brought all of this to the internet. And y'all helped her. Y'all co-signed her. Y'all validated her. Which is why nobody's bag is bagging the way it was. This is not RH's mess to clean up. If anything, he's been the most quiet person in the saga. He did his little 1-2 here and there, but for the most part, he's been the most quiet. Like, I'm to the point where I actually hate him. This is what she's telling his child, y'all. And that child don't see nothing wrong with it. She don't see the manipulation in that. No grown up is supposed to be telling another person's child how much they hate their parents. Ex or not. Imagine if Laonia would have put some messages out like this with RH and Josh, or RH and Isaiah, of RH telling her sons how much he hate her. They would have took that and ran with it. Ain't nothing about this right. And this is the conversations initially that sparked the domino effect, the after effect, the lingering hate that's going on even now. This is crazy. So, let me see. All right, let's take this down because, Lord, we didn't made it to 2 hours, y'all. We ain't going to never finish the receipt. We ain't going to never finish them. I still got a lot left, child. I didn't realize it would take so long to go through all of these receipts, though. Ooh. So we might have to do another part tomorrow. I mean, the content got to go on anyway. So I ain't doing 3 hours tonight, y'all. So I might come back in the morning. Let me see what else I got that can validate the other stuff. Oh, let's put up another Sierra post, right? Um, she's saying, I got some bum slash DB baby daddies, but I'm going always step for my kids, and they gonna always have what they need and want as long as I'm above ground facts. This is the type of stuff she posts regularly, constantly subbing her baby daddy, but excusing her behavior as if she didn't play a part in all of this, as if she ain't run the baby daddies off. But she definitely ran them off with her behavior. That's how you know RH love his child, because the other one's hard ass, basically. The other folks said, I'm not. Rex, he give her a little extra grace, like a little bit of grace. But them other three, child, notice how they barely been mentioned in the saga. That's how you know. Look like I was waiting on the last. I know. I should have did it first, but I wanted to show the receipts because I feel like the receipts and everything that happened to this point kind of made it all come together. Let me see. Hold on. I got something else though. And her live is like 20 something minutes long. Almost 30 minutes. Wait, it's another one I want to show y'all though. Oh, let me show y'all this, right? So remember that those messages that I just showed y'all between DW and Laonia. So this is an older message too from in the saga. Laonia says she's replying to somebody. She says, "No lies told, Queen. When he needs clout, you'll see my daughter again. That's the only time you see her, for likes and views so he can get a check that my daughter never sees." Now, this is the narrative she puts out. He only uses the children for likes, clicks, and views, and they don't see none of the money. Even though we know that's a lie. But imagine you doing your job. Content creation is his job. And they using it against him and making the children think that he's only using them for it, right? But still having a handout for the coin that it creates. The coin that comes from that very same content creation. Ain't that crazy? Like, what? It's the audacity for me. So you poison my child with, oh, your dad doesn't love you. He's only using you, putting that camera in your face to benefit him. It's all about him. But let me put him on child support and let me try to stop him from getting the deduction. Make it make sense. He don't care about y'all. He don't care about y'all for real. No, he don't care about y'all grown asses. He love them cheering. Don't put that on them cheering. Don't project that over to them cheering. He love his daughters. He don't care about y'all mamas no more. That's where that bitterness coming at. That's where that scorn is coming at. Telling them babies he don't care about them. If he didn't care about his girls, he wouldn't fight so hard to be in their life. Especially with Momo now. DW older, so she don't get that same energy, right? Okay, I'm gonna do this one, y'all, and then I'm gonna shut it down since I'm over my 2 hours because y'all know I gotta get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, child. But I will be live again tomorrow morning to finish it. Well, we'll just create a whole different live, but I'll go straight into Foot Meets live tomorrow because I this the last receipt. Well, I got one more receipt to show, but it it coincides with Foot Meets live. So I'm gonna wait to show that one receipt tomorrow, and then we're gonna break down her live video. Okay? Yeah. I'm trying to get myself into doing a morning live and an evening live, y'all. That's what I'm trying to work my way into doing with my content. But I can't do uh it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to do two almost 3 hour live and then come back live again. No, I can't. That's gonna be too hard. Now, what I could do is give y'all 1 2 hour live a day, or an hour in the morning if possible, and maybe an hour in the evening if possible. I'm gonna see. I'm trying to figure something out how I want to do move with my content. Um, so RH posted this. Oh, let me put it on the other screen. Where is it? Oh, here you go. RH posted this a while ago, y'all. And this is just some like I didn't crop it out, but it was cut off. When I found it in my receipts, it was cut off. But it was a bunch of pictures with him and his daughters. A whole bunch. That's why it's crazy when you hear DW act like her and her daddy never had a bond. Girl, these faces right here ain't the faces of a child that believes her daddy is only using her for the camera. This is genuine smiles, genuine reactions. That seed was planted. That's why when I hear the audio of Sierra saying they had the best bond before Laonia came into the picture, I can believe it. Because the memories don't tell the story or the narrative that they're trying to push. It does not. It does not align. So RH says, Scorpio say, look like I need you at least twice a day. I'm going to try, girl. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. I could definitely do one. I'm going to try though. So RH says, as a father to two beautiful daughters, I take immense pride in the role I've played in their lives. Being a father is not just a title to me, it's a responsibility and a privilege that I've embraced wholeheartedly from day one. While I'm no longer with their mothers, I can confidently say that no man in this world has been more present, more invested, or more committed to my daughters than I have been throughout their entire lives. I understand that life moves on and their mothers, like anyone, have the right to find new relationships and build new chapters, but my role as a father is one that no one else can ever replace. My children are my responsibility, and I refuse to let anyone, um, whether it's their mothers or the people they choose to be with, create any distance between me and my kids. And you could tell a real father doesn't let circumstances or relationships define the bond he has with his children. I will always fight for my place in their lives because being their dad is my most important role. For me, fatherhood is about love, consistency, and showing up no matter what. My daughters will always know that they are loved, cherished, and that I am here for them unconditionally and without question. That's what it means to be a real father, and it's a legacy I'm proud to build every single day. Hashtag real father game, right? So imagine the now, y'all. Imagine the now. Imagine having to cut your daughter off, right? And that's your daughters are literally the most important things in this world to you. But you gotta cut one of them off because of the situation at hand, the betrayal, the deceptiveness. That's crazy. I know. I bet money that the situation with his daughter is probably taking a bigger toll on him than the stuff that's happening on the internet, period. I bet that because you can tell, you can look at the pictures, all of the memories that RH has with his oldest daughter on his page. You can see that they were very close, very close. Child, she looked just like him too. Lord have mercy. But you can see they were very close. So I know that that's taking a toll on him. Imagine having to cut your child off, your firstborn, the one who showed you how to love, period. And that's another thing. That's why I say she's not old enough yet, y'all, to really grasp everything. She's not there yet. Because if she was, she would consider her dad and the things that he's been through when it comes to judging him and holding him accountable for mistakes that she's made in her life. She would consider his upbringing, the things he's been through. She ain't considering none of that. It's me, 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 me. My feelings, my feelings, my feelings. That's it. Because she still has a childlike mind. I remember him saying on a live video that he uh he didn't know how to love properly until he had his first daughter. Having her is what taught him genuine pure love. Because he had that void because he lost his mama so young. So when he had her, it kind of helped fill that void and showed him how to love pure and genuine. He even said it was the love that he had for DW that she helped him, grasp that allowed him to love Laonia and marry her because he didn't know that love. Probably why he had, was dealing with so many women, not having that genuine love or knowing how to project it, reciprocate it. And that gotta be considered, y'all. Whether it's father daughter, father son relationships, marriages, friendships, all of that has to be considered, especially if that situation is worth holding on to. If a marriage is worth holding on to, you might be married and feeling like your partner is not showing you the kind of love that you want to be showing, maybe that you're used to because of your upbringing, but you might not be considering how they was brought up, what they lacked as far as love. And that's why therapy is crucial. It's very important. Therapy is very important. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna stop it there. We 2 hours and 13 minutes, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this live. This is the second one I did today. Okay, period. Look at me giving y'all 2 lives. I'm proud of myself, child. Uh, when my eyes get low, that means I'm tired too. But I will be back tomorrow, y'all. More than likely, tomorrow will be a morning live. If not, because I gotta bring my son to get a physical for football. So if I don't do the morning live, it'll be afternoon, early evening. Okay, so we're gonna do it like that. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking out with your girl. Great live pop, another great live. Thank y'all. But we're gonna be back tomorrow, y'all, because I'm on a road. I set a goal for myself this month. So I'm on a road. So y'all gonna see a lot of content from me this month. I ain't really been doing no videos because videos take way more time and effort, you know. And live streams, I feel like you could just get on a live and get it done. But videos, it take me some time. So that's why I ain't really been putting out too many videos. But I love y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, y'all.
You tuned in to Lou Pop, baby. She don't follow trends, she follow facts. Receipts ready, energy heavy. Let's go, let's go. L-U-P-A-C, baby don't play. She speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back. All receipts on deck. She stand tall in the booth, got respect on her neck. I-N-D-E, yeah, she grinding with ease. P-E-N-E-N-T, bring in truth to the streets. Go. She don't do drama, she drop data. Scroll the page, now or later. You'll see lies get exposed and the fake get froze like refrigerators. Name ring bells like second line. Speak real, no need to lie. She from the south where the strong survive and snakes don't make it out alive. L-U-P-A-C, ain't no faking on the screen. Call a judge, call a jury, she deliver with that heat. You won't clap, but she got truth. No sugar in her speech. Independent, bold and real, this Lupac baby. Capiche? They scrolling, she exposing. They trolling, she compose. See, Lupac don't just react, she decode what's not disclosed. From screenshots to timelines, receipts in real time. You playing checkers, she playing chess. Every move defined, got that hustle in her bones. No cosign built her own. Views go up when she speak up. This platform here a throne. L-U-P-A-C, baby don't bend, she speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back, all receipts on deck. She stand tall in the booth.